At this time, we're going to call our meeting to order. We begin with our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Pearson.
Present.
Bradford. Present. Wolford.
Present.
Nichols. Here. Sanders.
Present.
Ware.
Present.
All present, we do have a quorum. Okay, we're going to start here tonight with our public comments and questions section. We have a few questions tonight as well as a couple comments. Tonight, we're going to start with the first question here from Ms. Susie Walker.
Mayor McCall, Susie was unable to attend. May I ask her a question?
Sure.
Okay. There have been many people who have witnessed our new commissioners driving city vehicles for personal use. They've been seen in parking lots, on parking lots, behind buildings, and also at their residences during working hours. Who specifically do they report to while you are at your job at the school from 8 to 3? Who specifically is responsible for assigning their duties, and are they clocking in?
Thank you. In regards to the question, first of all, in regards to the new commissioners driving city vehicles for their personal use, this is the first that I've heard of it, and I'm definitely going to look into it after this evening. If that is the case, they will be held responsible. They will be dealt with accordingly.
Well, Mayor, they're up at the park having barbecues.
Okay. Like I said, I will look into it. Also, in regards to who they are to report to and who's responsible for assigning their duties, that would be me, Mayor McCall. And then also, are they required to clock in? Yes, they are required to clock in just as well as any other village employee. Thank you, Ms. Walker, for the questions, and thank you, Mrs. McCullough, for reading those for her. Next, we have a question from Mr. Williams.
And we now employ many commissioners. As of this date, what specifically have these commissioners done to improve the village of Cahokia?
Thank you, Mr. Williams. As many people are aware, we do have new commissioners. We have Commissioner Water and Sewer, Commissioner, Deputy Commissioner of Public Works, Director of Public Works, and then as well as a Park Commissioner. And I'm pleased to say that these gentlemen have done nothing but an outstanding job since they've been here, ensuring that the day-to-day operations here in the village of Cahokia are running smooth and effectively. So, like I say, I believe that they're doing a good job. Thank you, Mr. Williams. Next question I have is from Mr. Ken Beers.
Mr. Mayor, about a month ago, I asked you about your 100-day plan with houses in the village. Recently, last few weekends, I've helped a community program hand out some flyers. We saw in these neighborhoods that they're not looking real good. I know you said you had your plan moving, or you were trying to implement it at that time. I think we were at that time maybe 90, 95 days. What is the plan now? Because when I walk through this village a couple weekends, it doesn't look good, and I don't think we've torn any houses down, we've done anything. So what's going on with this?
Well, thank you, Mr. Beers. And in respect to your comment, the last time I walked the village some months back, it did not look good. We had a lot of homes that were derelict and should be torn down. As it relates to my 100-day plan, I have been in contact over those last 2 months or 3 months here with our state, local, and county government about this creating a demolition program. Talks are good. Unfortunately, as we all know, the state of Illinois is in a little battle themselves without this budget being approved. And it seems as if things will be at a stalemate until they can get that budget approved, until those funds can be released. However, I am in talks with the county, and it looks pretty good that they will be giving us some assistance here soon. So I look to get some homes torn down very shortly.
Can I ask one more question, please?
Sure, sir.
Doesn't the county own a lot of these houses for back taxes and stuff like that?
The county does own a portion of these homes, and sometimes when you get into the whole scope of who owns these homes, you'll find that we have a lot of absentee landlords or a lot of absentee people that own these properties that don't even live in the village. They live in Texas and Florida and places way beyond. And it's a difficult task when you're trying to get these homes down, because just because you want to have a home torn down, it doesn't necessarily mean that it can. But those homes that are owned by county, those are the ones that I'm specifically looking at.
Is the county offering any assistance on those?
Yes, they are. They are cooperating.
What is their plan with you?
Their plan is to look into the properties and find out if those homes are actually owned by them, and if they have funds to allow us to get those homes torn down. Thank you, Mr. Deers. Next, I have a comment from Ms. Conway. Minnie Conway.
She couldn't be here tonight, so I was asked to ask this question. You have terminated all the code enforcement officers except one without any code enforcement officers. How are you planning on getting the code in Cahokia taken care of?
Thank you, sir. In relation to code enforcement, our code enforcement here in the village of Cahokia, they do a great job. And I look forward to them continuing the great job that they are doing. I know that it's tough when you're a little short, but they have been doing a good job so far, and I look for them to continue the great job that they've been doing. Moving on, we have Ms. Joy Fuller. Is Mrs. Joy Fuller here?
I think he was saying something else.
I was wanting to ask one other question on the code enforcement. Could I ask another question?
Sir, it would have to be put into the agenda for all questions. Mrs. Joy Fuller?
Yes, Ben. What have you done to enforce ordinances concerning occupancy permit, specifically code enforcement that states how many people can live in a residence? Citizens have complained of 2 or 3 families living in a small 3-bedroom house. What are you going to do about that?
Thank you, Mrs. Fuller. In relation to the multiple families living in one home, I have received information that we have multiple families living in some of our homes here. In regards to that, code enforcement has already ticketed several of these individuals. It's somewhat of a slippery slope when you try to catch 2 or 3 or even 4 families in one home, because once they tend to get wind of the code enforcement is on to them, they move to another location for a while, and then they'll come back. And so it's always a cat and mouse game when you're trying to catch multiple families in one home. But for those that we have go ahead and cite them, and they have to appear in court over that.
Can I make a comment to what you said?
And any comment that you have, you'll have to put that on the agenda for next. Thank you, Mrs. Fuller. Moving on, we have Ms. Christina Walker.
Since you were sworn into office, other than school-related activities which would fall under your other job, what specific actions have you taken to improve things for the residents of the village of Cahokia?
Thank you, Mrs. Walker. In regards to improvement for the residents here, as we all know, we're moving into the fall, winter months now, and a lot of activities are in works for the fall seasons with our holidays, and I look forward to implementing those for not only the youth, but also our seniors as well. And so moving on from fall to winter, even into the new year, we have a lot of activities scheduled for the residents here in the village. Thank you, Mrs. Walker. Next, we have Ms. Susie Walker.
I'm Susie again.
Okay.
First of all, I would like to thank you for opening up the senior center and getting the Meals on Wheels going again. That's what's right for the people. Her question was, since you've been in office, what specifically have you done and who have you contacted to bring more business? So I'm asking about economic development. Do we have any new leads?
Okay, thank you, Ms. McCall. In regards to our economic development, more business into the village of Cahokia, I have been in several talks with our TIP director, Mr. Keith Moran, and he's told me that there are a lot of businesses interested in coming into the village. I've met with a couple of businesses, trucking companies, as well as even more restaurants. But like I said, right now they're talking good, but we'll see how that goes in the coming months. Next, we have a comment from Ms. Glenda Williams.
Do you think it's acceptable to have convicted felons in direct contact with the young people of the town?
Thank you, Ms. Williams. In relation to when you talk about convicted felons or a person who may have a felony on their record, it is always important for us to remember that just because a person may have a felony on their record does not necessarily mean that they are a bad person. And you also have to judge each case by case value. You know, you look at what they did to get that felony. Was it a violent crime? Was it a non-violent crime? When you talk about issues such as murder and rape, and you get a felony, I can see that. But just because a person has made a mistake in life, that doesn't mean that they don't deserve a second chance. And so what they do with that second chance, that's upon them. And so, once again, if a person has a felony on their record, because many of my family members do, you may even have a person in your family or friend that just made a mistake, they deserve a second chance. Thank you, Ms. Williams.
Both
Next we
felons
have,
should not be working and getting paid by the village.
Next we have Ms. McCullough, Ms. Jessica
All
McCullough.
right, I'm back up.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, last Wednesday night, you hosted a pre-Labor Day barbecue at the nursing home. And there was also a barbecue at the high school. Who paid for these? Was it a community event or was it a political event? If it was a political event because the McCall team was all over it, then it should be coming out of your campaign fund and not out of our pockets.
Thank you, Ms. McCullough. First of all, let me just say this. When it comes to events that I do here, I do them because I want to do them. The barbecue at the nursing home, that was something that I had told those people when I was campaigning. And that was a campaign promise that I held true. And I told them that just because I'm here and I'm campaigning, that won't be the last time that they see me. And so I thought with the holiday upon us, it would be a great idea to go there because many of those individuals, we know family, they really don't visit them as much as they should. And so I took it upon myself out of my pocket to go ahead and get those items and supply barbecue for them. And they really enjoyed it. It was not political. It was free, open to the public, and I would invite anyone to come to those events for the nursing home or any other thing as well. As it relates to the high school, I had nothing to do with that at all. That was something sponsored by the student government at the high school in the district. And so they provided all the funds and all the food and all the activities at the high school. I just went there to show support for the football team and just to interact with the kids. And so that's pretty much the bulk of that.
Okay.
Next, we have public comment by Ms. Gloria McCoy.
First I want to know, what I'm going to say I know is true. I think I got that. A trustee, first of all, cannot vote on if they have a spouse working for the village, they can't. I know that. Second of all, if you're an elected official, are you able to hold a job here in Cahokia? And a husband and wife can't work out the same office. So it seems like all the rules are being broken, unless they're being changed, and I have the facts here, unless they're being changed for another reason. So, and then I have one more question. You said that you're giving felons a second chance. They have them, my friends. The right is right. You start them out at $29, $30 an hour. So what's gonna happen in the next 4 years? Every year, are they gonna get a raise, a cost of living raise? I think anybody, when you're starting out and you're trying to give a person a start, you let them work their way up to that point. You don't start them out. I mean, that's my personal opinion, and I have nothing against him.
Ms. McCoy, I appreciate your comments, and I'm sorry you feel that way, and hopefully, we can work to make things better. Thank you. And the next public comment that we have is, Donna A.
I just want to say, shame on all of you. Shame on you, because you all know the hardship that this Cahokia village is going through, but yet you went on and gave everybody that raise. And you know we can have the money. And as far as the second chances with the felons, there's more than 2. There's 3, there's 4, there's 5. And some of these people are working children. And, Melba, you have a daycare. Go get your license, your insurance, and renew it. Maybe you need to do that. And there's a lot I'd like to say, but I don't want to have myself hauled out here. But and tell Trav he needs to be a little bit more politer and not disrespect the elderly, because he doesn't run this town. He's not your bouncer. You're paying him to do a job, and you better be at that park every time I pull up in there. You have a good day.
Thank you for your comments, Mr. Baker. Moving on now, we have the, minutes, public comments and questions. We have the minutes, we need a motion and a second for approval from the minutes of the board meeting on August the 25th, 2015.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by trustee Radford, second by
Second.
trustee Pearson. Roll call, please.
Pearson.
Yes.
Bradford.
Yes.
Wolford.
Yes.
Nichols.
Yes.
Sanders.
Yes.
Ware.
Yes.
All in favor, minutes approved. Next, we have payroll and accounts payable. Need a motion and a second for
I got a question before we do that.
Yes, trustee Nichols.
You got down here $63,843.98. That never runs over 22,000. So where's this other $40,000 going? We vote on that tonight. That means there's $40,000 right there somebody can take if you vote on that tonight. It doesn't add up. I believe me, I have beat myself to death for 2 days and it's not there. $63,000 for water and sewer payout. I mean, I went back 3 or 4 months, it's only 21 to 22,000. 63,000 is, I don't know who you're paying.
Well, trustee Nichols, if you have a discrepancy in regards to the payroll, we can just,
Well, what we need to do is, we need to vote A, B, and C, and D, and F. We need to take and table till next meeting, till we find out what the mistake is on the 63,000. That would be the smart thing.
Well, trustee Nichols, I believe that all the numbers are correct, and if you have a discrepancy, just come see me tomorrow, and we'll go over
It's
the
gonna be
numbers.
too late, you're gonna vote that 63,000 tonight.
But I'll show you exactly what the numbers are tomorrow.
Here's the numbers right here, I got it, there it is. I have to take this thing clean, it's not there. And if you vote on it, that's leaving $40,000 out there for somebody to take it. And the only thing in this town is water and sewer that has money. No other department's got it, except the police department. No other department's got money. And that is almost $40,000 that should not be passed tonight.
I disagree, trustee Nichols, I believe that the funds are there, and your comments have been notated. Thank you. At this time, I need a motion and a second for approval.
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Pearson with the motion, and second by trustee Sanders. Roll call, please.
Pearson.
Yes.
Bradford.
Yes.
Wolford.
Yes.
Nichols.
No?
Sanders.
Yes.
Ware.
Approved. Next, we have a report from the chief of police on law enforcement and public safety. Anything, chief? Okay, thank you, chief. Nothing from the village attorney. Unfinished business, we, from Hirsch Roche here, we have Terry here from Hirsch Roche, just to kind of give a brief update on the, what's going on at the, high school with the sewer bid.
Good evening. Terry Suttle, First Crochet, about about sewer and road improvements in the village. The high school turned out to be a bit of a challenge, the sewer repairs, manhole failure, solicited bids, we selected a contractor. The dewatering turned out to be much more of a challenge than was anticipated. So that's added some time to the project, and then the type of material of the existing pipe in the ground, adding on to this with a similar material caused some difficulties. That type of connection is better suited to above ground type of connection where the joints are fused together. So we've brought in PVC, a separate kind of pipe. It's well, acceptable material, but the joining of the two materials, HDP, the existing and the new PVC pipe, presented a challenge for the contractor at several meetings, and come up with a solution. Work resumed this morning, pumping the groundwater. That's the water coming out of the hole. We're trying to work to lower the groundwater. If the pipe connection is about 17 feet below grade, groundwater is about 12 to 15 feet below. So basically, we're working below the water table, and we did not have the watering system in place. We'd be working underwater, basically. The water system is in operation. It's running as we speak. There's a gentleman out there monitoring the groundwater pumping. Plan is that the groundwater will be lowered enough by tomorrow morning that the contractor come back in, resume excavation, and make the final connection on the two pipes and get her backfilled, inspected. I think it's bottom line, they anticipate the repairs to be completed by the end of this week. That's repairing the piping. There's still going to be the surface restoration of the pavement inside. Plan is to have pipe repaired done by this Friday.
I got a question,
Jerry?
okay? We got a city public work director and a new water man, Mr. West. Why is that water running in the streets and not being piped over to our storm drains to keep from destroying our streets and the parking lot next to that site at the church? That parking lot's washed away. It's gonna have to be fixed. Now, that's not gonna be the city's expense, I hope. I mean, it's not hard to run the pipes over to the storm drains to, for the groundwater, just a little bit further. And I'm pretty sure we're gonna have a damaged drain lane before it's over with, as much water that's been running under. So, that's my question.
Earn your money, Wes.
The water can be pumped in
To the storm drains, no, not the sewage. You can't go in the sewage.
Don't need that extra volume in the sanitary system.
No, it don't go in
It
the
needs to
sanitary.
go to the storm sewers.
The storm drains, there's storm drains there.
Right.
They could have been run and put in there for that water. Then our street wouldn't be orange, the sidewalks wouldn't be orange, and the groundwater going underneath them streets right there. It's gonna damage range lane before it's over with.
Water is making its way to the stormwater drain, but not directly.
Right.
The nearest storm drain is across the street, which would be another road crossing or closing the range lanes.
Right.
It's finding its own path to the storm system.
All right.
Thank you, Jason. No new business tonight. However, we do have a business license, except it's now located at 1695 Camp Jackson Road. This time I need a motion and a second for approval.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by trustee Radford, second by
Kind of busy.
trustee Wolford.
Is that River Center?
Yes. Roll call, please.
Pearson.
Yes.
Bradford. Yes. Wolford. Nichols.
Yes.
Sanders.
Yes.
Ware.
Yes.
All in favor, business license approved. No executive session. At this time, I need a motion and a second for adjournment. The time now is 7:23. Motion by trustee Ware, second by trustee Pearson. Roll call, please.
Pearson. Bradford. Yes. Wolford. Nichols.
Yes.
Sanders.
Yes.
Ware.
Yes.
All right, meeting adjourned.